Look at the composition of this thigh drumstick combo. Oh wow, that is unbelievable. God, those are actually thicker than other shallots and more meaty. If there's one stall that truly represents YAI fried chicken, it's gotta be Sophia. She is an absolute local favorite. Her business, her customers have not stopped just pouring in. People driving by, grabbing bagfuls, not just like a couple pieces, bagfuls for the entire family. They're frying constantly. They can't even keep a stock because they just sell out as soon as the fresh batch is ready. But truly a fried chicken for the people, for the city. This is, I mean, all the chicken we've eaten today, all the fried chicken has been fantastic. I think for me that Thailand YAI is some of the best fried chicken of anywhere in the world.
อันนี้เอาได้เลยใช่ไหมคะเอาข้าวเหนียวกี่ห่อเอาข้าวเหนียวห่อเดียวค่ะเดี๋ยวน้องไว้นะจ้าเอาน้องเนาะเฮ้ย
Oh man, this place is amazing, and it's called YAI Sophia. This place is amazing, and as soon as he brought out the fresh batch of fried chicken, people just immediately came and scooped up some pieces. People are waiting in line, waiting for the hot fresh chicken. It is so perfectly golden, and again, what I like about their recipe here is it doesn't look like they use much batter, much flour in their recipe. It's just like completely crunchy on the meat. People even treat this like a drive-through. They come, they get an order, and they just stop on the side of the street and then just pull up like a drive-through in the middle of the street. That's awesome. That's how popular this place is. And literally, it's not busy right now, but their batches, the fresh batches, are going so fast. He pulls it out, it's gone within minutes. And there's no seating there, so we just came over to the small park over the canal to immediately dig in because you want to eat it while it's hot and fresh right out of the oil. Oh, that is perfectly golden. The sticky rice, the shallot. Oh, she has nice shallots too. You can tell those are kind of hand cut. Those are actually thicker than other shallots and more meaty. Oh, and just pour that over. The shallots are perhaps the thing that makes me the most excited. What's cool about them is they have the entire piece, the thigh drumstick combination, so that's always fun to bite into. Another move I liked about her is that when you order your sticky rice, she wraps the paper into a cone, puts the sticky rice at the bottom, and literally pours in a handful of shallots. Just look at the composition of this thigh drumstick combo. It's transparent, the skin is transparent. There's no way to resist just biting into this. Wow, it's hot. Wow. Oh, that's so tasty. It's perfectly crispy again on the meat and the skin. Oh, wow. Oh, their marinade is awesome. It's salty. It is, you taste a bit more of a spice, like a coriander seed, maybe coriander root flavor to it. And that is just hot and fresh. That is some extraordinary fried chicken. Oh, wow. And again, the shallots are really nice and thick cut, yet very crispy at the same time with the hot, fresh, sticky rice. An irresistible combination. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. And the shallots are so sweet, too. But, the balance of the chicken is salty without being sweet at all, but the shallots are sweet, maybe because they're so meaty, maybe they're more mature, maybe they're just thicker cut. Fried chicken at its best. Oh man. Just look at that skin, that transparency, that crispiness, and that juiciness underneath there. Oh wow. This might be some of the best fried chicken I've had anywhere in my life. That is a science of fried chicken. Wow. Oh man. To be honest, their chicken is so good, I'm barely even interested in tasting the sauce, but we do have to taste the sauce. We might as well. Oh, even look at that chicken breast. Look how juicy. You can see that inside of there, how juicy it is. If you squeeze it, juices would definitely come out of the chicken. And this sauce looks like they add a little bit of coriander to it as well. The sauce again, it's that same kind of sauce. It's sweet, it's a little bit tart. This one might be a little more spicy though, a little more tart. In my opinion, you barely even need the sauce. For me, it's all about the chicken and the shallots. Such an impressive display of chicken. Whole flock of chickens, each in their individual ceramic bowls. Oh, those are the pork bones in there too to make it even more rich and buttery. 40 pots all going at once. You can see, yeah, the layer of collagen has formed. While we're at it, let's go into the chicken. It's the most tender, falling apart tender chicken you've ever seen. Could we call this the most chickeny chicken dish? The restaurant that we're going to today, it's called Ji Yuan. It's a legendary restaurant. They actually serve Taiwanese Sichuan food, kind of a fusion between the two. It is an old school restaurant. They are extremely famous for their legendary, iconic chicken soup. But this is gonna be a chicken soup like no other. This is the restaurant. We have arrived. This window here greeting you. And there must be like 50 pots going all at once. That is the legendary chicken soup. Through the small cracks, you can actually smell the aroma of that chicken soup. Oh, it's gonna be so good. That's what we came to eat. This is such an impressive display of chicken. Oh, wow. You can feel that steam, but this is the beginning process. They're about to make another batch. 38 to 40 pots all going at once. It's like racks of chickens. It's an entire flock of chickens just all laid out in their pots for the soup. Incredible. That's just an incredible amount of heat that's coming from 38 chicken soups going right now. They boil for over 10 hours. I believe there's chicken, there's Chinese ham, there's pig trotters, I believe. That might bring out the collagen and make it milky as well as the chicken. And then also dry scallops in the recipe as well to make the dish more complex in that flavor. Whole flock of chickens, each in their individual ceramic bowls. And here's the stock over here. More meat parts in there boiling away, and they're just gonna be feeding that stock into the chicken ceramic pots. These are the batch that's gonna be served for lunch, and they're all reserved. You gotta make a reservation. The kitchen is upstairs, and then you come downstairs to the basement where the dining room is. Had to reserve a table here because this place is very popular. All the chicken soups are like fully reserved, but we got a table here. The menu is fantastic. Here we go. All the variations of the chicken soup. And you can get it with different additions that come on the inside of your, kind of like a hot pot almost of that chicken soup, that clay ceramic pot. We're gonna go for the original, which includes the whole chicken, all of that milky broth. And then they also have other side dishes as well. Dumplings, some stir-fried dishes, and the kung pao chicken is also a famous dish here that we have to try. This restaurant has been here for almost 40 years, and you can just feel that nothing much has changed since it opened. And legendary restaurant. It was featured in the Michelin Guide. You can just feel that it's also has a lot of loyal fans, loyal customers here as well. Oh, that's the scallion pancake? Oh, that comes to your table. It's extremely, pulls off the lid. It's just bubbling lava hot right off those burners, and the whole chicken is submerged below there. And immediately as he lifted that lid, that was like straight up the most chicken steam bath I've ever experienced in my life. the main pot of that broth. This is, look at that collagen. Wow, that's some of the milkiest broth. It's so rich and thick. And we've got an entire chicken, possibly a rooster in here. You can see the quality of this chicken. If you pick it up, it actually just, look at that. It just falls apart. The legs literally just collapse and fall off the belly. It's that tender. It's been boiling for 12 hours. Absolutely iconic dish. Oh, the chicken is on there. You can see how tender it is. And they immediately just start serving up that broth. Wow, that's aromatic. And you can see it's thick as well. Okay, no more talking though. We have to try that soup. I cannot wait to try it. It's unbelievably fragrant. Here we go, the first taste. Oh, that stays scorchingly hot. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a healing broth. Oh, it's so milky. It's so creamy, but non-dairy. That's just the collagen, the richness of all those ingredients. I mean, all of the fat of the chicken has come out, been released into that liquid, plus the ham, plus the possible trotters. All the collagen has just come together in this harmony. Wow. That's like the most chicken condensed flavor I think you could possibly have. I think I'm gonna grab it with the chopsticks and you're gonna see how this thigh and wing is just gonna literally lifts off. Oh, look at that. Oh, oh, that's the most tender, falling apart tender chicken you've ever seen. Oh, you gotta get it to your mouth fast before it just collapses on you because it's so tender. Oh, oh, that bone just slid out. Did you see that bone? It just totally just slid out and back into the pool. The pool. Oh, wow. It's just like chicken that's just been absorbed into itself and then reboiled and then reabsorbed into itself until the flavor just magnifies. You can actually feel the stickiness on your lips almost immediately, instantaneously. And the chicken actually has an incredible texture. Even though it boils for so long, it's not mushy at all. Could we call this the most chickeny chicken dish ever? Wow. And then, don't forget to keep sipping that broth. Unbelievable how hot it stays. Oh, I think that collagen actually, it settles on the top of your bowl and that keeps the heat within. Oh man. It's almost impossible to pick up that chicken because it just collapses. It just, literally, the bones are just completely clean. Also, oh, those are the pork bones in there too to make it even more rich and buttery and creamy. That collagen. The side dishes as well. This one is fried string beans, but a totally different version. I've never seen one like this before. They're almost like dehydrated, almost looks like. Well, they are kind of like dehydrated, kind of leathery in texture. That's really good. That's a totally different kind of string bean experience. And then another dish we got is the kung pao chicken. Nice chilies on here. Nice gooey sauce. And with that gooey sauce, you know it's going to be perfect with rice. Really good. A little bit sweet and a little bit sour. And just has that kind of soy sauce glaze and the dry chilies. And another one of their signature dishes is this kind of pancake, which you actually take some of the pork with green onions on the bottom, and then you can put it into it, and then just kind of wrap it up. Oh, that's really, oh, the texture of that pancake is wonderful, kind of buttery, oily and flaky, and then the pork is a little bit sweet, kind of like a little bit sweet and sour. Okay. I mean, the food is all good, all great quality, but nothing compared to that chicken soup. We need to refill. Wow. You gotta really remember that even though it's been 15 minutes since it came to our table, it's still scorching hot down there. Yeah, that layer of fat and collagen just seals it in, and then the clay ceramic pot just keeps it hot. So when you say the word, usually when your soup is about halfway done, they'll whisk it off to the kitchen, they load it back up with the broth. They probably add in some more broth or some more liquid. Then they put in cabbage as well as tofu. And the tofu is actually known to be frozen, but then when they boil it, it becomes more spongy and soft. It's like a whole new dish now. Oh, here it comes. Oh, cabbage and tofu. So this is round 2. All right. So now we have like a completely new dish. Yeah, and I guess it is a common thing to have the tofu frozen, because then that gives it a totally different texture. And you can feel how wobbly it is, and you can almost kind of see the layers of the tofu. Wow. Again, don't be deceived into thinking that it's cooled down. Still flaming hot on fire. Oh, that tofu is incredible too. It really is spongy, and it's really absorbed all of that chicken broth. Yeah, so if you take that tofu, you can actually see all those layers of it. Squeeze it. You can just see how it just totally absorbs that broth. And that cabbage, the Chinese cabbage. I think the cabbage has a little bit of sweetness as well. What a meal and what a restaurant.